Hello, good morning everybody. Gosh, my mic stand's gotten so creaky over the years, oh my god. But hi. Hello, I hope you all are doing well. It's Friday, it's the end of the week. I know at least America has a long weekend coming up here, so I will be out of town this upcoming weekend. And that extends through Monday as well. Why is my files tab so big? Oh my goodness. But yeah, so no Enjoy stream on Monday and no weekend streams this weekend, but I did finish up the schedule if I can find it. I also just have a bunch of downloads in here. I'll post it in the Discord right now too, actually. But those streams are up. I may end up taking another weekend off sometime in the coming month or two. So streams could move around a little bit more, but currently I think this is the schedule, and I feel pretty good about it. The main things I think that will interest you are, yes, we are continuing Tears of the Kingdom, we're continuing Enjoy, we're continuing this project as well for the majority of the month for my Monday, Wednesday, Friday viewers. But our weekend streams, I'll be out this weekend. The following weekend will be Elden Ring. I will try to do, I think we'll do our main one, our long one, on that Saturday. The Sunday one is probably just going to be a bonus one for the month. That will probably either be like 2 to 3 hours long. And be either later in the afternoon or maybe earlier in the day, because we are supposed to be, my parents are going to drop off Mocha. So I am going to wait until we get her settled in before doing a stream, and then whatever time we have after that will be additional Elden Ring time. But we'll do the big long 5-hour stream on that Saturday, and then after that our weekends are a little free. We are also getting close to our follower goal, and at 450 followers, yeah, at 450 followers I will play Sonic Unleashed, which is actually pretty timely with this upcoming video. I say that this is the closest I've been editing a video up to like the first pass where I let subscribers see it on Twitch. I'm doing like the final pass on the video editing parts of it. I'm switching out some footage for stuff I found better, and doing like the meme pass on it, and then I have to do the entire music pass and balancing pass on it as well. So this is kind of the most down to the wire it's been, but I should hopefully have that up for subscribers sometime later today. And then if you're not subscribed but you still want some content over the weekend, I've got an Elden Ring compilation that will go up on YouTube this weekend, so you guys can all be refreshed and prepare over the next week. But if I don't end up taking an additional weekend off for stuff, and if we don't end up hitting that follower goal yet and we still have time, we will be doing an additional Tears of the Kingdom weekend at some point to help grind through this 100%. I also want to try out the anime horse girl game. I'm intrigued. So it's like what Pretty Derby, I think it is. So I do have that on the schedule currently. If we have to move it around or change how much of it we stream, we might have to if stuff comes up. But I do want to check it out. So if it gets bumped off of September schedule, I will try to make room for it in October or November. Because you all have my curiosity. So that is currently on the schedule for a few streams, weekend streams as well, later in September, but we'll see how things go. But let me just type this up and put it in the Discord. And also, yeah, if you're here for like the game dev stuff, if you were here last year, you know I like to do Blocktober. That's kind of like the level design equivalent of Inktober, every October. And last year our project was in UEFN, Fortnite Creative, and we made a little tycoon map. It was my first little tycoon project based off of Wizard of Oz, because wicked, you know? It's good timing, and I called it Oz Tycoon. And very rough. It doesn't really have any polish, but it is up on Fortnite Creative, and I think there's like a couple people that still religiously play it every day. So shout out to them. I have no idea who they are, but shout outs to them. I hope they're getting XP, because I think it like hit a recalculation thing. But yeah, I hope they're enjoying that. But I want to make a follow-up and basically copy it, but like add a lot of the polish I wish we had time to do last year. So we will be revisiting Oz Tycoon, and we'll be doing a planning stream for that at the end of September, and then jump into things right at the start of October. Also, my cat is screaming. What are you screaming about? Oh, I know what. My cat tried to eat my our Taco Bell the other day. I guess I had already finished mine. But yeah, he like jumped up on the counter and started like rifling through the Taco Bell bag. No, sir. I think he's really upset he didn't get the Taco Bell bag. We were gonna give it to him, but he drooled all over it. Let me just send this before I forget. Sweet. But yeah, in short, lots of cool things coming down the pipeline. I just gotta actually work on uploading that video to YouTube tonight, as well as finishing exporting and uploading this video essay tonight. It will be exciting. But I worked a little later tomorrow, so I think I'll be able to take like the first hour of my day while loading into the project to like quickly do maybe finish the video pass on this video essay, and then I could probably do if I like pre-save the music throughout the day, I could probably do the music pass at the end of my day. But yeah, let me drink some coffee because I'm dehydrated. And I've got the peppermint mocha creamer. They didn't have any pumpkin spice creamer, I think, or maybe it was in the seasonal section, which is at the back of the store for some reason, so that's why I didn't see it. But yeah, I didn't find any pumpkin spice creamer, but I did find the pumpkin spice bagels, so that's what I'm gonna be eating later. But yeah, if you are unfamiliar, with this little project we've been working on, I am a level designer professionally. Currently, I'm working with a company, working on their title SCP-5K, which just had a big update. And arena designs are kind of like 50% of what I like to do in the industry, and 50% of my portfolio, I think. So, I got to do a lot of different arenas for that update. So, if you're a fan of the SCP genre, you can check that out now. But this, not affiliated with my company at all. This is just me vibing, and all of that. But I like to do these blockout studies where we block out existing maps from existing games and kind of study why I was so obsessed with them growing up. So this is our third arena based off of Kid Icarus Uprising, and it's light versus dark mode. So I've been remaking them in Unreal 5, kind of analyzing the arena design, as well as we have like little cover revisions in a tab too. We're using Unreal Lyra, which can be a pain to work with sometimes. But it also means we have to have more cover spots because you can take damage to get head sniped like a lot easier in this than you could in the more melee focused, I think, light v dark mode, or at least taking range damage wasn't as punishing, though I still took a bunch of it. So yeah, we've done the block out of it. This is the ancient fortress map, if it looks familiar to anyone. But we already finished the block out of it, so now we're doing kind of a designer art pass of it, because I'm not an artist. I'm a level designer. But it does mean you need to know the basics of art, right? So we put in most of the walls and kind of lined that, but there's still some stuff like here in the middle with the ramps that we need to take care of. We gotta finish these walls over here, we gotta put small pieces of cover, and then the last thing we'll do is we need to put in things that we can use to, as the floor and ceiling. We need like some 200 thickness type stuff to line that. But that is what we are going to do today, so it's just gonna be, let me click us into the art level, but it's just gonna be a chill stream. With the main goal being figuring out, what was I doing with these measurements? Or something like this, we can just... maybe do 2 of these? Is it just slightly too long? Why did I do that? Rather snap them this way. There we go. We'll probably just line the inside with these as well, but I'm gonna finish the outer portion first. I'm also starting to plan for our charity stream here at the start of November that we usually do for Extra Life. So it will be, I already know it will be a majority Elden Ring, as I promised that for y'all making so much money for charity last year. I already promised this year would be a majority Elden Ring, so my plan is I usually do like 24 hours of charity streaming split over 2 days, so 2 12-hour days. Plan is to have like 20 hours of that be Elden Ring, so the full first day, majority of the second, and then to do a 4-hour Mario Party match at the end of it. And to have some incentives that like do some quick matches of other games in between. So we might do might do matches of DBD in between. We might play a little bit of Peak and stuff like that. Okay, now it doesn't reach over here. What are you telling me? We'll handle that in a moment. We're gonna do a little bit of stretching because I'm a level designer. Close your eyes, everybody. Close them. Are you joking? Are you joking? Are you serious? Say. And I didn't turn snapping on. Not that it would have helped anyway. What? Yeah, not that it would have helped at all. There we go. A little messy, but it's got the spirit. Let's see how that looks without the block out. A little Z fighting on this side. Alright, that works. Now for the inside, which is gonna be tricky because these are not measurements of 8 in here. Do we have anything that's like a measurement of 2 like this? I don't think we have anything shorter than this. Let me see. So that's the half wall. Yeah, I think we're stuck with this. Unless we want to find our floor pieces right now, actually. We can individually place tiles. Their set of tiles. Honestly, I don't mind keeping this thinner than we have it. Let's play around with changing this up a little bit from the block out. Though it is... I don't know how well this goes with the brick texture. Is there like a flipped version of this? Is that not the one I just put? Wait, what's the... Huh? Oh, there is a slight difference. I got it, I got it. Actually, maybe these should be on the other side when you're coming up the ramp so you have a little place to stand. Just grab all of these and rotate them around real quick. Yeah, that works. At least it works for now. Like I said, this is the first pass of this, so we are going to do another pass, hopefully with all the levels, to kind of make them like actually a bit prettier and stuff in Unreal. Smaller, right, the smaller slabs. Just hand place a few tiles. Oh no, it's slightly off because I had to... That. Bye. Oh, and I just realized this is clipping. Actually, we can probably fracture these a bit. Actually, you know what? There is a simpler solution. Get rid of this. Get rid of all this. What am I doing? What am I doing? There is a simpler solution to all of this. Maybe. Can we try to maybe break this up with some brush editing? This world aligned? Nope. Oh, we're so close, Is it on reels? Or did we stretch this? Did we stretch this? That could be why. But wait. Not on the Z. What is going on? was just gonna group these together and then like do a big cutout in the middle. But it feels weird without like a little trim piece in between there. Guess let's grab what we have right now. I don't think brush editing will do anything to these. So I think modeling maybe? Or modeling we have to model from. So the solution would be to make a big one of these and fracture it. Oh my god. I did not expect this part of the roof to be the pain point today. I just want to drop down. But yeah, sure. Because I probably am going to want to change the material on this anyway. So I was not planning on getting into fracturing today. But you never know. So let's make a new one. Hello, Liar Max. How are you doing today? That's the risk of one using Unreal sometimes, and two using Unreal assets. Is sometimes they don't always work with each other. You know? But yeah, let's do... what's a good fracture? This one's not bad, this one's not bad. Let's do that. No, I don't want to refracture it. Nope. Wait a minute, why is it not? I know how to delete this. Why is it not letting me? Prune. I was just trying to find a hotkey for some reason. Sometimes hotkeys don't work. Put that piece too. And then I think I'm gonna do a second fracture with less sides. On some of these. We'll trim away. It would be cool. It would be kind of cool to make this like a destructible thing, but I kind of want it to be functional now and not have to throw a grenade at it for it to work. But we'll see if I change my mind on that later. Because y'all know me. Isn't that? How does that look with the bone colors off? You know, I can live with that. I can live with that. And then it does have collision on, doesn't it? We're not gonna apply the usual things I do to the fractures. Just block all. Let me make sure. You never know with Unreal. I'm so ready for the weekend. How's that looking back? Yeah, that works. I'm taking that. This works. Moving on. Let's see. Are there any other? We need to do walls over here, I think. Let's do anything else that has the basic walls and get that just out of the way. Get that out of here. Do I also do lighting for level designs? I do sometimes. I did do lighting on a bigger project once, like a bigger pitch. And then I technically had a lighting role on an internship for a bit. I would have to do good lighting, I do have to like go back and brush up on stuff, but I do think learning the basics of lighting is good to have as a level designer as well. So we'll probably do like a lighting pass through here as well. For now I just like threw in these as just reminders that I do want warmer lighting on this floor. And we've got the default skybox set up, but we've been playing with the outdoor lighting on the other maps. Alright, let's shift these down even more. But yeah, kind of lighting's my favorite thing to dabble in that's like close. I guess set dressing. Set dressing's probably my favorite thing to do. That's on the border between design and art. But lighting's probably a second, even though I'm very like rusty at it. Because lighting stuff is always like evolving. Art stuff for Unreal I feel like is constantly evolving really, really fast. There's always each update. Lots of really new technology that you need to know how to use for the high-end stuff, but you also need to know how to optimize it because it's never optimized. Whereas design, like the jump to Unreal 5, I'm like, pretty much the only big what the hell is this thing was the world partition. Everything else is like, oh cool, I can place my cubes. Good update, good update. I can't think of specific design examples from the jump to 4 to 5, but I know there's definitely a few, some things that they do better, some things that I didn't like at first that have grown on me, like the window for selection mode. I bitched a lot about this when this first happened. Now I don't mind it. It's pretty clean, and you know, if you're someone that needs a lot of extra stuff open or like a lot of plugins, and there's like more space for that because of how clean the default interface is, which is nice. But I couldn't find anything the first time I like opened up the first time I booted up Unreal 5. I'm like, oh cool, I don't know where any of my stuff is. I know it's all present, and accounted for, I just have no idea. Yeah, I think we're still on, 5.4 for this, because I was like, I've been on a lot of projects where it's like, well, we're not updating game engines completely, it's just a switch from one version number to the next. How bad could it be? And everything falls apart. It's all on fire, disaster. So I've been tempted to be like, well, I could just like re-import the Lyra template into another engine and we could like see how this goes, but I don't think I'm going to make the jump as cool as like the latest Unreal version looks. I'm like, the cooler it looks sometimes, I'm like, how optimized is that though? If it looks really cool, I'm like, what's the cost of that? Oh no, I didn't want the blockout piece. Ooh, something like that. Yeah, that works, that works. And then... oh, beautiful, beautiful. That works. That's fine with me. That's fine by me. What else is missing? Walls. I think just the barriers around some of these ramps. All others just break 100%. Yeah, it's always... you know, I try not to be a downer, but whenever it's like, oh, do we want to switch game engines on something? I'm like, it's always a possibility. I'm like, it's always, everything's always possible. I've played these games before. The circle of life. If you give yourself enough time to anticipate a lot of bugs that need to be worked out, like if you give yourself a time period to make an engine jump, then it can prove to be very, very useful. But yeah, it's usually a case of underestimating and being like, well, this is, whether it's a full like version jump from like a completely different game engine or whether it's just a slightly updated version. I think there's always the underestimate of like, oh, it should be fine. No. No. You can't possibly know that. But again, everyone uses Unreal 5. It feels like nowadays. So if you're on a project that's like not, it's like, why aren't they? Even though there's a lot of reasons why, and there's a lot of like non-game devs out there that have beef with Unreal 5 for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm kudos to you. But yeah, it's like, even though there are an equal amount of cons as there are pros with jumping to 5, I do feel like a lot of the industry does it, so it can feel pressuring, especially if you're working on like for a while we were still doing blockout projects in Unreal 4 at the start of when Unreal 5 released, just because I was like, well, we have some active stuff and it's not going to be an easy jump to 5 necessarily, so let's finish up what we have on 4 first. It can feel pressuring to see all the cool kids making the jump and be like, oh, we need to innovate. But sometimes it's better to make a solid product with these systems you know, and then make the jump later. And sometimes if you've been using the same engine for like a bazillion years, sometimes that is the realization that you realize you need to make the jump. So it's gonna be a different case for everybody. If you have FOMO with watching me block out in Unreal 5 right now, just know not everyone does it. It's not like I wouldn't say it's like 100% of the industry. I think it would probably be, it's probably not even as high as people think. I think there was a spike in Unreal 5 for a bit once it went out of like the preview stage into full stuff. But I think we're still waiting to see some games come out of when people made that jump. I've noticed a lot of teams like going back to sometimes making their own custom versions of engines and stuff as well, which makes me happy to see. I'm like, oh, that's sick. Yeah, I think that it's the biggest thing is performance, but again, I'm like, is that really... It's definitely more of a hit with Unreal 5, but I think it is also partially in due to if you're gonna switch to Unreal 5, give yourself the dev time to optimize. Don't assume it's a newer engine, it will do it for you. I think it's partially like a time management thing as well. If anything, I would say you need to give yourself more time to optimize with Unreal 5. The newer your game engine is, the more optimization time you have to set aside. I think that's a misconception in like the production phase. It's like, oh, we're new, so everything should be done for us. It is the exact opposite. Also, I don't know if y'all, my cat is snoring. That man, he is unconscious. Are you okay, Lumi? I guess all the screaming about the Taco Bell bag just really tired the little guy out. Are you good? He's snoozing. I am glad people are still using Unity just for, I think engine diversification is important. Like, I'm always going to love using Unreal, right? But if every single game ever always use the same engine, like that's not fun, right? So I'm glad people are still using Unity. I know there was that I think it must have like blew over, thankfully, but I know there was that period where they were like considering like retroactively like charging money or something to like devs on like their projects, and they had like a really strict like monetization thing come out that like really blew up in their face, because it's like, that is not why people are using Unity, bro. You're what are you doing? But I'm assuming that must have like just completely fizzled out, thankfully, because I haven't heard anything about it. I do remember them, I think, releasing a statement that professionally they're like, we are going to apologize for hurting our community, and we're going to rethink things, which is, oops, we got too much publicity, pull that out of development right now at this very instant. but that's good. I'm glad the community was able to win on that, because yeah, it feels like especially a lot of like smaller teams like use Unity and stuff, so to be like very money hungry about it is just like complete misunderstanding of who you're marketing to. And that to me is like one of the biggest like game dev fumbles I've seen in well, other than the industry being a mess and all the layoffs, but like game engine fumbles I've seen in recent memory was Unity just making that whack call and then just disappearing and being quiet about it. Let's see, yeah, we need to set up the little ramp thing I have over here. And then we can get to placing floors. Yeah, yippee! The thunder's outside. I'm trying to think. There was a storm a few nights back, but my cat kind of just like slept through it, as he's doing right now. We know it's going to be a bad storm. I should have swapped this to a different snapping thing. Ugh. But we knew it was going to be a bad storm if like my cat's like awake and not sleeping through it. I'm like, we're gonna have a tornado. Oh my god. He's our little indicator. But if he's snoozing, it means we're probably gonna survive. And that cat be snoozing. Yeah, my cat has like this permanent boogie in his nose. Every time I like manage to get it out, it respawns in there the next day. Just permanent boogie in the nose. You know, this is a little less steep than what we have here, but that's probably better for AI. Then we have a little chunk of a block here. These initial like wall passes where it's like using all the same materials so that we have the blocking down right. They do be looking at really rough in unlit mode. I am hoping to do a decal pass on everything though. I think that'll spice it up. But yeah, doing art passes in unlit mode is just instantly demoralizing. I'm like, I hope it looked like it's not blocked out. I think another fun thing with this map is hopefully we finish this up today so we can work on landscape next Friday and get that started. I've been enjoying working with the landscape stuff so far on this little block out project. Gosh, there's gonna be so much Z fighting. But we'll fix more of the Z fighting once we completely hide the block out as well. It's hard laying it over the block out because you want there to be Z fighting because that means it's lined up exactly with your block out. But you don't want Z fighting with the other art assets. So it's a balance. And I wonder why my eyes are like going. Like also, I can barely see. I wonder why. I have to schedule my eye appointment, but when they do like the little like wavy things where they're like, look at the center of the screen, you know, and press the button when you see like any wavy stuff, any anomalies, basically. Like that stuff, I'm always really good at it, but I'm also like always, it upsets me because it's just like spotting Z fighting to me. I'm like, I see it. Keep this a bit shorter, maybe? Maybe we keep this a bit shorter. I don't want to like overstretch any stuff like we did with that up there. Maybe we just stick to whatever's going on here. Oh, I can't wait to pick out Sonic music for this video essay. I mean, I always get excited for doing music passes on these video essays, but for Sonic music, I just know I'm gonna find a ton of good stuff. Like, it feels like the music pass might as well already be done. Well, speaking of music, I feel like I've reverted into such a basic bitch. But it's been a bit healing in a way, because I like didn't actually listen to pop all that much while in high school, because I was like a band kid, right? And they're like, if you listen to basic pop, you're basic, right? But I was still like a different flavor of basic because I was listening to 21 Pilots and Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy. That's just a different flavor. That's just or at least at the time those were all really popular. They're probably a bit more of a, I don't think kids today listen to them, so dare I say they're going to be like a retro taste. That feels horrible to say. but they were definitely really popular and like at their peak when I was in school. So it's just another flavor of popular music, really. But yeah, there's definitely the sentiment of like pop music's basic. Like you've got to spice up your like playlists and stuff. Listening to these albums from like Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, Man's Best Friend, banger album. If you see people online being like, oh, it's not good, it's very ABBA coded. It's not a lot like her last album was. It's a lot of different sounding. They don't really mesh together as an album, so as an album itself, it is just kind of okay, but the songs in it are very like ABBA coded. So if you don't like it, that's fine. I don't want to see any of you all at Mamma Mia 3. If you don't like ABBA music and that type of genre, that's fine. Don't go to Mamma Mia 3. Stay away from me. That is the genre. But yeah, like listening to that, and like I think I'm not a Swiftie because Swifties do scare me a bit. But I am kind of excited for her next album, and stuff. I'm like, do I have to binge all her? Can I? It feels like saying, if I start with Final Fantasy 16, do I have to play the first 15 games in the franchise? That's what it feels like with Taylor Swift albums, because I listened to the first 3 religiously as a kid, and then I know her popular songs from all the other ones, but I kind of never listened to the albums all the way through after that. Because that's when it wasn't cool anymore, it was basic. But there's something healing about just liking popular things and being like, this is fun. That's all it needs to be, it's just fun. I feel like that's a sign of maturity for me, has been just being able to be like, yeah, I'm just gonna have fun and listen to stuff or play games, and if they're basic and popular, so be it. Should we use as the floor? Because the floor and ceilings do need to be thick, but we could also just offset them, I think. Because I think everything's like covered on the edges, so we won't really have gaps looking into the floor. Do this for the floor in here? Why not? Why not? Let's put this in here and see how these pieces work. Actually, do we turn off? Maybe we turn off the block out now and just kind of fill in the gaps that we see. That might be easier. What time is it? What am I doing? Got like 40 minutes before I need to go. So yeah, I think we're gonna get this initial pass done on the building today. And then we will need to carve out time at a later date to do a prettier pass on it and do some set dressing and lighting work and decal work to not make it all look like just the structural elements, because art passes are way more than that. That'll be fine. Okay, and then you can't be there. Oh no, but why is that there? I guess we haven't put anything up there yet, so I'm gonna scoot you right there. lining up with this might be a little off for this next ramp. So I'm gonna increase the snapping distance. That's what I thought. I'll leave that there. I think we can fill it with some of the smaller ones. Wherever they went. Or not. Or not. Actually, I guess this is gonna block out. Or wait, what am I? It's okay to have the harsh cutoff. Just want it lined up with this. Actually, it clipping into it's probably okay. We're good, we're good. I overreacted. It's so funny to just be like placing digital cubes and be like, I'm overreacting over the situation. And we can line the little gap here with these. We could get you to line up properly. There we go. Okay, surprisingly, first floor not being too much of a pain to work with so far. Let's work around these. Though actually, let's put just the small ones here as well. Down that. Is it slightly off? Oh, it's not. I'm just... What? At the very beginning? Oh wait, that's the distance it's missing. Okay. I was about to cry. I'm like, you're telling me everything's just a teensy tiny bit off. I was about to end the stream. There we go. That's the ramp there. We'll scoot it in slightly to match. And then we're not going to put any flooring down here because we're just going to let this be the landscape. Just dirt floors. And shift that by 5. So let's line this up here first. we done the... Alright, we have a floor. Oh, but now here's the thing. The seal. Do we let it be a thin in between? Because the block out I do have thicker. But you know what? Okay, if it's underneath stuff like this, we might need to maybe copy a few more ramps or a few more pieces so it doesn't look weird under there. We will find a fix for the ramps. I might need to grab some more asset packs and find just a better version of stairs for this, or just make one myself at this point. We might have to learn how to use Blender and I'll just make stairs. But I keep forgetting about the Unreal modeling stuff. That's good, and then that will be like kind of walled up. Or actually no, this part wouldn't be. This part... Oh, I see. There's a big ceiling over here. I didn't even realize. This is why just messing around and spinning your camera around like a crazy person is a good thing. We'll keep it the same height as everything else. I don't mind it being like, maybe we could replace some of these or line them with like wooden support beam. Ooh, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Maybe, so I don't forget, let me grab some of the wooden stuff and like line this with it. We won't have time to do like a full pass of it today, but are you? Wait a minute, are you? Oh my gosh, am I stupid? Oh my god, I am stupid. Look at, there is a drop down. Oh my god. Would it have scaled nicely though? It would have. You know what? I'm gonna do a combination because I don't like how the material like kind of conflicts with it is the one thing. I do like it, so let's do something where it like overlaps this. Best of both worlds. I cannot. That's crazy. I'm gonna cry. But let's just put some like pillars along here. Oh, what is this? Okay, all the more reason to have some pillars in here. There's a gap in the geometry. That's a chunky pillar. Let's just do this then. Just a little messy for now. That's fine if it's poking out. I gotta finish these ceilings and floors. something like that, and then just grab all of these. There. Very makeshift for now, but hopefully it will remind me to... That's how we'll kind of take this to the next level eventually. Yeah, floor... I think floor's good on this one, so... Up to the next level. Bring the block out up so I know. Too hard. Okay, that was actually perfect. Oh, there's like a small gap. Does it go all the way to this point? It does. But here's the... So here's the level where it might get trickier to just have a thin thing, because we've got stuff scoped to that. So we might almost need just more brick on this one. Or we might need to do like brick first and then the other stuff on top of it. Maybe we could do wood on top of it? How many wood how many wood assets are there? I think I still want to do mainly all structural stuff for this. So we will slap the tiles on top of this once we get it configured. Does that work with this? Perfect, perfect. Ah, why do I keep hitting space instead of alt? Looking good, looking good. I do need to know where these end. We're gonna have that end a bit sooner. So we have that end there, and then we grab you guys. Keep going this way. But then there's something off over here. Let's just keep going across this way and we can find out what to fill that gap with next. This is all going good. Wait, did I put any floor over here? Forget now. I did. Like, huh. Wait a minute. Let's go ahead and make this a bit wider than it usually is. Oh, does that look... Does going one more up make that feasible though? Let me play. Oh no, it does not. Okay, let's find something a bit smaller. Or where? Let's just grab the like. Where are the like thin pieces I've been using? Yeah, let's just grab you. You're coming with me. I'd rather it ends up being shorter than the initial blockout than longer because of that exact head bop issue. In fact, do you bop your head on it this way, actually? No, you don't. I was gonna say, like, how have I been playing with it not working like that? Got it on that side. Let's grab this side. This side we're gonna have to do something similar, just with like 2. Because we do need it to meet the ramp. And then for this, I think we can just offset a few of these. They just do their own thing, right? Here until they get to I'm overreacting. Everything's ending up fine. Okay, is that everything for the basic pass of that? It might just be. Cool. So now we're gonna line that with tiles, so that way, I guess let me look at it from up here. Everything you need to be kind of covered underneath. Yeah, because there's some gaps too. We'll do that. Or maybe we'll just use these guys. Oh my goodness, what is... How did I do that? Just a lot of conflicting pieces with this one. We have the little like 1x1 guys again. Is it off by like 0.5 again? What the? How did you do that? Oh, because that's why. Okay. There's some Z fighting, we'll take care of that in a bit. Okay, tile time. Let's just have it set like this. Wait, I want it. We'll add some. We can add some trim to this later, to help connect the brick theme. I do want it to be like 1-to-1 at the moment up here. Or at least wherever possible, 1-to-1. We might be able to take some shortcuts where the places we ran into issues. With lining up the bricks, we can just leave it like that. As a gap in the tiles, because it's an old fortress. It's old. It's a little broken. How is it 9:45 already? What happened? I don't understand what happened. Where did the time go? Faluli, hello. How are you? Had a barbecue. Oh, that sounds amazing. What'd y'all eat? I think this weekend I think we're gonna have like a campfire. Make some s'mores. Yay! Because in my rants and my quest to start making my own apple drinks, I'm like, well, what other things do I like to put in my drinks that like is sometimes seasonal or not everywhere has it? And I'm like, marshmallows. So now I'm in like a s'mores mood. So I'm like, I need marshmallows now. What is... Now, how did I miss... What is going on here? What? Oh my... Unlit mode is... It'll make you lose your brain. Yeah, we'll leave the brick exposed there. Actually, layering the brick with the tile, it looks horrible and unlit, but you know, I think with a little bit more polish, I don't think it's gonna look all that bad. Then I'm not gonna put the full thing here. I will put one small version of this. Yeah, I'll put the small version right here. And it's, of course, just slightly elevated. Why wouldn't it be? Burger, 2 chili dogs, ribs, chicken, rice. Ooh. I mean, if it's a barbecue, you gotta eat everything. It's like mandatory. You can't abandon the good food? What part do we leave exposed? Leave the brick on both sides exposed. Alright. Okay, last thing is, I forgot, we have this here. That's crazy, that's crazy. I mean, I didn't forget. I saved it strategically for last. When have I ever been forgetful? Haha. I mean, when? I don't remember. Yeah, we'll just leave it thin here. And I'm okay with the brick coming through that. We'll have it like overlap a little bit. Do we... Actually, it could be like kind of like half cover. We have them up here, and then we just sink these into the ground a little bit more. Why does it always play Fives goodbye? I'm gonna cry. Oh, last piece is we need our little like bits of half cover that the map already has, which would be these little these thingies, not the diagonals though. Not the misshapen ones. I just can I get the normal ones, please? Diagonal. I just want some. Can I just get a half wall, please? Yeah, we'll just. It's your lucky day. You're being chosen. Something, Peter Griffin. It's actually a bit larger than the cover I planned, but it has like openings in it, so maybe we keep it like that. We'll see how it feels. Can always replace it with something, or actually I'll put these up here. Put these up here and we'll put the smaller ones down there. That way it's a little different. I just don't think these pieces would be like the interior ones. Smaller little dudes get to stay on the second floor. Oh yeah, it's coming together. It's coming together. Cool, let's play it a little bit, but otherwise I think... Let me put it on lit mode too. See what this baby looks like in basic lighting. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot. We're gonna have to do a lot of decal and set dressing work to make the brick. I like how the front bottom part looks, but we're gonna have to do a lot of work on like the brick here, I think, especially. Got kind of warped. And this little shack up here. We're also going to be doing a fracture pass, so we're going to be taking little chunks out of it. I think, so when you do like a structural art pass, you gotta first make it like all lined up and all very clean, but part of the charm is you start adding clutter and you start taking little bits and chunks out of stuff. You start putting decals to make stuff look messier. I'm not even an artist, so this isn't, it's going to look better, but it's still not going to look great in the next couple streams. But that's basically, if you're stuck at this part and you want to, even just as a designer, and you're like, how do I take it a little further? That's what I'm planning to do, hopefully, before we swap back over to Oz Tycoon, is make this look, basically the advice is like make it look lived in. Like, no one lives in a perfectly scaled and well, perfectly stretched, and pristine, no dirt marks, not any items in sight. No, like, no one lives like this. So if you want to make something just feel a bit better visually, you have to kind of make it look a bit dirty. At least that's the advice I got from my classes in college. I think that's why I like lighting and set dressing so much. I feel like lighting can really convey a tone even early in blockout, whereas set dressing can then let you know what the intended like vibe of the area is supposed to be. Who are we shooting at? Oh! Woo. And then these blockout pieces here are the cover revisions we added, so I do want those to be destructible. Oh, I forgot I put debris here. See, little things like this, this automatically feels like way better. I'm like, oh whoa, there's debris. That automatically felt like way better. So hopefully, I'll have to pace out what I'm thinking we'll have. I think we have three more of streams on this project before we swap back to Oz Tycoon for a little bit for the fall. So the plan will be next week we focus on landscape and maybe some foliage and pathing and painting and stuff. Depends how much I can get set up beforehand, but that's my plan for that. The week after, maybe we focus on making a few things destructible, and then the week after that, we can spend doing like a set dressing and kind of clutter pass on everything. Yeah, I do want to get the landscape done next, so that way we can start fully hiding the block out. Only reason we can't right now is because it has the floor. I could just move it for now, just for fun, but oh! I don't wanna because I'll forget to move it back and then I'll just be crazy. But if I remember, this had kind of like it was still set during the day, but it always had like a cloudy kind of green blue Twilight filter ass kind of, or maybe not so much Twilight filter, more like a Metal Gear almost like kind of filter over it for this map, I feel. So it's a little, even though technically there's technically blue and green and tan on the screen, the sun's like just a little too bright for, oh nah, I embarrassed myself. This I gotta put some blockers around the edges of the map. That's crazy. Yeah, let's watch them play. But yeah, that's currently my plan for what we'll do. It won't be perfectly polished and it won't be super pretty, but I still feel like there's more polish work we can do on the first two maps we've already remade from Kid Icarus Uprising, so we will be looping around to, I got clipped! No! No! But we will be looping back around to this project, probably at the end of the year for a little bit of polish work, and we'll see if we want to start up some sort of new projects in the new year, or if we want to continue making a couple more arenas at the start of the new year. But I think we'll focus on polishing up the arenas we already have, probably around like December, I imagine. But yeah, that is currently the plan for this. It was probably like a lot of boring work to watch. I don't know how entertaining it was. And again, I was kind of being lazy with some stuff today, so certainly not always the best practices that we did today, but hopefully you all were able to relax a bit and unwind. Maybe you were working on some stuff yourself. And I think it is important to show the very ugly and all the mistakes in the process as well, because games you don't just do art first in the games, despite what all the people talking about, like when GTA 6 came out, despite what the Redditors and the Twitter users of the world will tell you. It takes a lot of time to make a game pretty, and you save that for last, so that way if you change something you don't have to redo all of that work. So I think it's important to show the process, even if I'm just a designer. So that's what I hope to show in the next few streams of this as well. But yeah, game dev streams on Friday throughout the next month. I will be out this next weekend for the long weekend, so no Inzoi stream on Monday. We will resume Inzoi the following Monday, and no streams at all this weekend. But Tears of the Kingdom, still on Wednesdays, Inzoi Mondays, Game Dev Fridays. I just put out a schedule, but when I come back, we will be playing Elden Ring, and we'll have an Elden Ring weekend in 2 weeks. So I hope to see you all there for that. Or wait, not even in 2 weeks, in a week. In a week and a day, we'll have our Elden Ring weekend. So even sooner. But we'll do that. We'll play the anime Horse Squirrel game as well, and then October is definitely going to be focused on Fortnite Creative, and for the first half of the month, and then... Oh, that scared me. That scared me. I'm awake now. But we'll definitely be focused on Fortnite Creative for the first half of the month, and then we'll check out Pokemon Legends for the second half. And then we have the charity stream at the start of November, so very exciting stuff coming up. But next time I see you guys will be on Wednesday for Tears of the Kingdom. But I will be, if you are subscribed to the channel, I will have the first pass of the video essay up sometime tonight. It's about Sonic and the Sonic games we've played on the channel, and my experience with Sonic growing up and in college. So if you're interested in Sonic the Hedgehog, or you just like the video essays in general, that preview of the first pass of that will hopefully be up tonight. I do have to finish the video today. But hopefully that'll be up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel but you still want something to watch, I'll set it to public for all right now. But I have an Elden Ring summer compilation of all the deaths and victories, and that will be up in public. I will let y'all know when that is on Twitch, and then that is going up on YouTube tomorrow. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you all on the next one. Take care, everybody.